这是为了路易莎。
I'm just gonna outright say it. Regardless if this video gets 510 viewers or 500 viewers or many, doesn't matter. I don't care. As long as if I can keep calling these people who is celebrating or mocking the death of Charlie Kirk, that's all that matters. Because right now, many people are celebrating this. Not just game developers, there's also mainstream media. MSNBC host Matthew Dog or something got fired for his comment. And now we are looking at Kotaku founders who also cheer for Charlie Kirk's assassination. These people is 100% unhinged, which is why mainstream media is 900% cook.
This is Brian Casente, who, if you're not familiar, you're about to be. He is the Polygon co-founder, and many of you might recognize this one here, the Kotaku founder. And he's currently Pad and Pixel Consulting. And my goodness, did Brian, along with many other lefty lunatics today, have quite a wild and reckless day on social media with their hate for Charlie Kirk and disgusting rhetoric that they were posting throughout the day. And yes, this person, who I didn't even know who they were, has me blocked, by the way. So there's that. And we have a couple posts that I wanted to go through with him. Oof. Charlie Kirk's boys should have used the same team that faked Trump's shooting. This is what happens when you try to save money on your false flag operations. So almost immediately he jumped to, it's fake. Because of course, no way a lefty lunatic could actually assassinate someone. They're always false flags and fake. And then followed it up with, imagine being upset that the architect of the insurrection attempt, an active COVID and election denier, and climate change denier getting shot. Who knows how many deaths can be attributed to this dude? So now he's trying to claim that because he was a COVID denier and election denier, that caused deaths with COVID. Oh, and climate change, because yes, climate change apparently is killing a whole bunch of people. And because denying it, he somehow killed people with it. I'm telling you, this guy's got some takes, and that is certainly something. Retweeting. This is, by the way, Kotaku founder. Retweeting, I'm old enough to remember Republicans wearing assault rifle pins and only sending out their thoughts and prayers for every school shooting with the gun pins. Somehow trying to attribute this to a Republican that shot him?
This Kotaku founder, he is unhinged. How about instead of you celebrating and accusing someone, why don't you just mourn him? What is his name again? Brian who? Brian Cassette, if I had to make a guess. Brian Cassette or something. Really, that's the best accusation? Look, this is someone who can go into debate, okay? Have you ever seen any people go on a debate and then get violence? Well, until today. And I do mean recently, okay? Listen, regardless whether you disagree with him or not, at the end of the day, he is a human being. You do not ever celebrate or mock somebody who is dead.
Bring the Epstein files, Charlie Kirk on mass shooting victims. We cannot allow them to emotionally hijack the narrative. This is April 10th, 2023. So trying to bring back history and use it as an own to a dude that was just senselessly murdered in cold blood in front of his wife and kids and over 3,000 people for daring to have a conversation and speak about what he believes in. Let's not allow MAGA emotionally hijack the narrative, right, Charlie? Charlie Kirk on mass shooting victims. We cannot allow them to emotionally hijack the narrative. Yeah, which is what what mainstream was trying to actively do, by the way, today. Funny how that works. Political violence has no place here. It says place where political violence is regularly rewarded. Retweeted by Brian. A bulletproof vest could not have saved Charlie Kirk. He was shot in the neck. The security he had did not save or protect him. If he had a gun, it wouldn't have mattered either, because he was shot reportedly from a sniper 200 yards away. The only thing that could have helped Charlie Kirk was more gun regulation, an idea he and his peers are vehemently against.
It's not gonna work. Don't forget, what they need is mental health care. It's been talked about ever since. Mental health issues, mental asylum, all that sort. Yet many people dismiss it. They didn't even want to address the mental health issues. And look at that. She locks the reply. Unbelievable. Coward.
I would argue it's not more gun protection, it's more mental institutions and getting the people the proper mental health they need. And this is Brian Crescente retweeting this dude that just got fired today from MSNBC, and then starts to talk about the school shootings. But he feels bad about the school shootings, guys. That's terrible. But Charlie Kirk, no, fuck him, apparently. Fuck him. It's too professional. It's also interesting how all right-wing networks are all blaming Democrats simultaneously. Yeah, because there's no reason a Republican would shoot this guy. Are you really that dumb? Holy shit. How all right-wing politicians automatically have the same talking points about the left is at fault? Yes, because the left is violent.
Tell me something, to all the leftists, why do you have to go this far? Where I come from, all we do, criticize, call them out, protest. Yes, we never inconvenience people, or we do not stoop to this low. We do not do this. Again, like I said, both in my first channel and my second channel, I'm going to keep calling out people who mocks or dance in the grave of Charlie Kirk. That is disrespectful, okay? I'm going to keep calling them out. Because right now, don't forget, next month, Ghost of Yote. And because of that, Ghost of Yote is in the middle of it. Reason is, senior developer from Sucker Punch Production mocks Charlie Kirk's death.
Not use words to fight. They use violence to fight. This is yet another time proving that. Possible his own party killed him to start a war. Well, that is certainly an angle. That's certainly some cope there. Getting ready for waves of propaganda. As a former right winger, this guy got cucked. They don't actually care about Charlie Kirk. We don't care about Charlie Kirk, guys. Okay, these people, there is no help for these people. There's zero sympathy. There's an excitement to use his death and as an excuse to be angry. Bro, the projection is off the charts with these people. Brian Crescente, regarding intro time. I run a consultancy for video games, tech, and toys. Clients include Epic Games and Lego.
Lego!
Well, guys, looks like Lego and Epic Games are working with a guy that is actively cheering on the death of Charlie Kirk.
Which means Epic and Lego, they're not going to address this. I'm not certain if Lego is going to see this, but by some miracle, they see this video. To the people who work at Lego and the CEO, all that, look at this one. He is mocking somebody. He is mocking the death of Charlie Kirk, Brian Crescente. Seriously, Lego, are you approving this? If so, you better get rid of him. Otherwise, people will hound you. Yes, right now, there's what? Sucker Punch Production, Bungie. Who would make Gears of War? I don't remember. But I do know the one thing I know. Sucker Punch Production, Bungie now, Epic Games, and Lego. For the mainstream media, we all know they're gone either way.
You may also know me as the founder of Kotaku. Well, that explains a whole lot about Kotaku, doesn't it? Co-founder of Polygon. Explains a lot about Polygon.
Polygon's dead.
Video games editor at Rolling Stone and Variety. Wait, so you were the founder of Kotaku and then an editor at Rolling Stone. I seem to recall someone suing me that worked at both those places.
Alyssa McConte.
Almost like she had connections. That's interesting. I still write, but mostly for clients and my column. Suddenly, Charlie Kirk is awful quiet about gun control, isn't he? Reposted by Brian. This is insane. Mike Drucker. I mean, the whole game industry is falling apart right now with these people. The house of cards of these psychopaths.
Yeah. This is just sealing their fate. And that's why, to all gamers, my best suggestion is that you look at the AA, indie, or games made in the East. As the Western AAA, they have stooped to this low. Look at this. You might want to think twice to either support Activision, Bungie. That's a lot of things, okay? I'm not going to say it's too much for me to remember.
Different way to find out magic is real. From Jezebel, a far left extremist website that employed Alyssa Mercante. If the far right misogynist with a bad haircut wants to villainize independent women, Jezebel is more than happy to be the hag of his nightmares. We paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk. If you are, for some reason, feeling bad about today's shooting, you should read this. Charlie Kirk Wikipedia. Oh, yeah, because I'm sure that's not going to be biased with a bunch of left-wingists that are editing his profile to make him sound like he's the worst person ever. This is him on LinkedIn. President, consultant, writer, editor. Actively employed at his own company, Patent Pixel. Editor for contract for Epic Games, 4 years to present. Producer at Lego for 6 years, 4 months, active. So, yeah, this guy is currently working at those places with contracts. And this comes to us from That Park Place. Kotaku founder Brian Crescente mocked death of Charlie Kirk on social media hours after fatal shooting. Founder of Kotaku openly mocked the death of Charlie Kirk just hours after the tragic shooting. When the shocking news broke that conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot at a Utah event, reactions poured in across the country. Most people, regardless of politics, recognize that such political violence is unacceptable. And this is Grum's sharing what I was talking about here. And it said, yet one of the most troubling responses came from an unlikely corner of the media world. Brian Crescente, the founder of Kotaku and co-founder of Polygon. Crescente, who also served as Variety's video game editor, openly mocked the shooting and appeared to rationalize it on social media. Instead of condemning what happened, Crescente mocked Kirk's suffering. In one widely shared post, he wrote, "Oof, Charlie Kirk's boys should have used the same team that faked Trump's shooting. This is what happens when you try to save money on your false flag operations." In another message, he went even further, justifying shooting by tying it to Kirk's political positions. Imagine being upset that the architect of the insurrection attempt, an active COVID and election denier and climate change denier getting shot. These statements weren't just criticisms of Kirk's politics. They were direct mockery of violence and a chilling example of how some in the media circles treat violence against political opponents as something to laugh at. Who is Brian? For those unfamiliar, let's be fair, probably most of you, Crescente is not a fringe commentator. He's one of the most recognizable figures in gaming journalism. This person, like I said, has me blocked on X. And for a while, I didn't even know who they were. And then when I found out it was the co-founder of Kotaku, I'm like, well, that makes sense. Founder of Kotaku, the site that became a powerhouse in video game news, often shaping industry conversations back in the day. Co-founder of Polygon, Variety video editor, ran video game coverage at Rolling Stone. In short, he was the heart of gaming journalism for nearly 2 decades. That legacy makes his words on Charlie Kirk all the more consequential and really kind of gives you some insight as to just how bad games journalism has fallen with these people at the helm. These people being the co-founders, the ones that started it all.
YouTubers are the new media, and that's the reason why, after this, nobody is gonna listen to games journalists. Let's say if they say this game is bad or anything, people are gonna do the opposite. They're gonna buy it. Which is why YouTubers are the new media. Games journalists are long gone. Listen again, regardless of your political stance or anything, same goes for me. I condemn this kind of behavior. It doesn't matter whether you disagree with him or not, but at the end of the day, nobody, and I do mean nobody, should ever mock or celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk, okay? You don't do that. I'm gonna make it my mission to call up every single people who mocks and celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk. And right now, Sucker Punch Studio is the first one, and then the DC comic writers of Red Hood, yes, that person, the fat one. I mean, there's more. MSNBC, their host Matthew, got fired. Trust me, this kind of thing, if any of these video game developers mock or celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk, not only will they get fired, but their game will set a bad PR. It will be a PR nightmare.
给你点颜色瞧瞧。亲你！我们需要恢复一下。
Leave a like and subscribe if you want gaming news, gaming theories, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my first, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.
这是为了路易莎。